Start transmission. Transmission ID 2025-P36. This is Life Signs Detected, a compiled record from the Cultural Research Division, Geographic Desk. This strand detects the grounded life signs of place, drawn from the textures of its streets, the shape of its boundaries, and the resilience of those who move within them. This episode contains 2 field reports, gathered in the same research window. The first observes a working waterfront in Brooklyn, New York.
Field Report 1. Red Hook, Brooklyn, New York, USA. Red Hook sits on the edge of Brooklyn, surrounded on 3 sides by water. The Gowanus Expressway runs behind it, cutting it off from the rest of the city. This is a place you go to on purpose. You don't pass through by chance. The streets run toward the harbor. Old brick warehouses line them, their walls streaked with white salt from past storms. The glass in their high windows is dimmed and rippled with age. Many buildings now hold studios, workshops, or small businesses, but they still look like they belong to the working waterfront. Structures built to face the wind and the tide. The air here carries layers of scent. Salt from the harbor, diesel from idling trucks, rain hitting the tin roof of a shed, and sometimes, when the wind shifts, a sharp burst of citrus from Steve's key lime pie on Van Dyke Street. Locals carry the pies home in plain brown boxes, folded shut without tape, the scent leaking out as they walk. For much of its history, Red Hook was a dock workers' neighborhood, its fortunes rising and falling with the shipping industry. In the mid-20th century, containerization moved cargo elsewhere, leaving piers idle and jobs gone. Yet the community held on, smaller now, but still shaped by the tides and by those who worked them. When Hurricane Sandy hit in 2012, floodwaters filled these streets. Shops and homes were damaged, power was cut, and phone lines went down. In the days after, the community worked together. The Red Hook Initiative set up a neighborhood Wi-Fi network. Volunteers brought food, shared news, and helped neighbors rebuild. That recovery, quiet, practical, determined, still shapes how people see this place. Today, there are plans to make Red Hook more resilient, raised walkways, parks designed to flood without damage, stronger waterfront barriers. But change comes slowly here. Ideas are tested against the needs of the community, and only the ones that fit will stay. Walking Red Hook is best done slowly. You hear the creak of the gangway at the Waterfront Museum. You pass trucks loading and unloading at the piers. From an open door, you catch the steady thump of gloves on a punching bag in the local boxing gym. In summer, kids ride bikes in loose circles at the end of quiet streets, their laughter carried over the water. The light reflects off the harbor and into the streets, softening the hard edges of the brick. Red Hook feels lived in, like a place that remembers everything: the work, the storms, the celebrations, and the everyday routines. Its history is not locked away in museums or plaques. It's in the buildings, the smells, the sounds, and the people who keep showing up. It is not a place that performs for visitors. It keeps its own pace, and it remembers who comes here and why.
The first observation has been preserved: salt air, brickwork, and community recorded in the archive. What follows is a second field report from the same research period. This one leaves the harbour behind, travelling inland to a narrow stretch of road and rail where movement is measured and the seasons mark the pace.
Field Report 2, Suwałki Corridor, Poland. The Suwałki Corridor is not a place you pass through by accident. It is a deliberate crossing, the kind you plan for. The land is open here. Fields stretch wide, broken by small villages and lines of pine. In winter, the ground freezes hard. Frost holds the stubble in the fields, and the air carries the slow drift of wood smoke from chimney to chimney, the same smoke that hangs over the road on still mornings. The road is 2 lanes running between the fields. Its surface is smooth in parts, patched and worn in others. Faded white paint marks the center. At the edges, the tarmac crumbles into gravel and grass. A truck passes, its tires low against the sound of the wind. The driver does not look to either side. The railway runs nearby. From the road, you can see it cut across open land before slipping into a band of trees. At Motsava, the line pauses for the change in gauge. The station is small, with a low building and a siding where cranes lift freight onto new wheels. The work is steady, the machinery slow, the rhythm set by the measured clank of couplings and the hiss of compressed air. Villages are scattered along the route. Some have a single shop, painted in bright colors against the gray of the season. Others are just a handful of houses with wood piles stacked high for the stove. Gardens are fenced with wire or timber. Dogs bark at the sound of tires on the road. A washing line sags under the weight of frozen clothes. Bridges here are modest, a span over a river, a crossing over a drainage channel. Signs mark their load limits. Guardrails are bent in places from old impacts. The rivers run dark and slow beneath them, carrying thin sheets of ice toward lowlands further east. There is a sense of waiting in this place. Not urgent, not hurried, just a steady awareness. Traffic is light, a bus in the morning, another in the late afternoon, a farm truck moving between barns. Sometimes you hear the train before you see it, the sound carrying far across the flat land. On a map, this stretch looks short. When you are here, the distance feels longer. You notice the space between each bridge, each bend, each open field. And you know that this road and rail line, just 2 lanes and a single track, connect the Baltic states to the rest of the continent. In summer, the fields are green and high, the hedgerows thick with wildflowers. In winter, the light comes late and leaves early. Frost gathers on the fence wires. Boots carry the smell of damp earth into the kitchen. The corridor is quiet, but not empty. It holds its shape with the calm of a place that knows it matters, even when no one is looking.
Two places, 2 landscapes, one edged by salt water and brick, one open to frost and horizon. Both hold the same truth. A place carries more than its map. It carries the seasons that shaped it, the work that built it, and the people who keep returning, whether to a pier at the end of a Brooklyn street or to a road that threads between 2 borders. This concludes the geographic desk record for this research window. End transmission.